Hello, everyone. This is Scratch That Frame, and today we are going to discuss The Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption is undoubtedly one of the most iconic films of all time. I hope the creators will forgive us if we point out some mistakes that are worth scratching. They are quite minor, but we still managed to find both logical and continuity mistakes in this incredible film. Continuity mistake number 1.
Drink up while it's cold, ladies.
On the roof, while drinking beer, Red takes a sip from his bottle. After Haywood offers his bottle to Andy, we cut back to Red, and his bottle is suddenly fuller than before.
I think he did it just to feel normal again.
Also, beer bottles in 1949 didn't have screw caps yet. They were invented in the 60s. Continuity mistake number 2. During the baseball scene in the yard, Red catches a ball, but never throws it back.
Sisters have taken quite a liking to you.
A few seconds later, after talking with Andy, he catches another ball.
Folks who run this joint love surprise inspections.
The filmmakers clearly forgot that he was supposed to throw the first one back. Somewhere out there is a very confused guard wondering where all the baseballs keep disappearing to. Continuity mistake number 3.
Red, Andy, it's Brooks.
In a tense scene with Brooks and Haywood, there's a visible bloodstain on Haywood's neck. In the following shot, the bloodstain is suddenly much smaller.
Brooks, look at me. Put the knife down.
The amount of blood changes noticeably between the two consecutive shots. And finally, in the last shot, there is barely any blood left. Continuity mistake number 4.
On your feet.
When the guards search Andy's cell, Hadley knocks all the little stone figurines on the windowsill down. But in the very next shot, a chess piece has magically returned to its original place.
Exceptions can be made.
Checkmate. Continuity mistake number 5 and logical mistake number 1. In the bank scene, Andy has 2 pens in front of him. At one moment, both pens are pointing the same direction, but shortly after, they're pointing in completely different directions. In this same scene, Andy is wearing Warden Norton's suit and shirt. The logical problem is that Norton is much shorter than Andy, yet the suit fits him perfectly, like it was tailored specifically for him. Well, it's even a bit loose, but that was cool in the 90s. Logical mistake number 2. During Andy's escape, when he smashes the sewage pipe with a rock, a massive explosion of waste shoots out under huge pressure. In reality, sewage doesn't flow under pressure like that. It moves by gravity. If there was really that much pressure in the pipe, Andy would not be able to crawl through it. This one is quite well known, but I thought I might mention it. Logical mistake number 3. In one dramatic scene, a character is standing on a table, carving a message into a wooden beam above him. When the table is suddenly removed, the character doesn't drop as expected. His body position stays roughly the same in the first shot, but in the final shot, he's positioned noticeably lower, where he couldn't have reached the beam to carve the message. I won't show the scene here, but you can look it up. It happens around the 1 hour and 4 minute mark. And that's it. Those were some of the most noticeable litter-all mistakes in The Shawshank Redemption. How many mistakes did you spot on your own? Did I miss any important ones? Let me know in the comments below. Let's move on to the facts. The movie was shot surprisingly quickly. Filming began on June 16th, 1993, and wrapped on September 10th, 1993. Although today it's considered one of the greatest films of all time, it had a slow start. Upon its theatrical release, it had to compete with Pulp Fiction and Forrest Gump. Thanks to 7 Oscar nominations and massive success on VHS, it became the most rented film of 1995. Stephen King sold the rights for just $5,000 and never cashed the check. A year later, he framed it and sent it to director Frank Darabont with the note, "In case you ever need bail money. Love, Steve."
Are you decent?
Me?
Andy has a poster of Rita Hayworth in his cell, and her name was also part of the original novella title by Stephen King, which is called Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman later joked that the long title actually hurt the movie's marketing. People kept mispronouncing it as things like Shawshank or Shamshan. In many countries, distributors completely changed the title to make it more appealing. For example, in Taiwan in 1995, the film was released under the name 1995 Fantastic. So a lot of viewers thought they were going to see an action movie. Some truly huge names were in the mix during early discussions with director Frank Darabont. Brad Pitt was originally cast as the young inmate Tommy Williams, but dropped out right before filming to star in Interview with the Vampire. James Gandolfini turned down the role of Boggs Diamond. Sidney Poitier also rejected the role of Red, feeling it wasn't a good example to play a convicted criminal. Frank Darabont offered the lead role of Andy Dufresne to several major stars, including Kevin Costner, Charlie Sheen, Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, and Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks ultimately passed to star in Forrest Gump, though he later worked with Darabont on The Green Mile. Director Rob Reiner was so impressed with the script that he offered Darabont $2.5 million to buy it, but Darabont turned him down because he was determined to direct the film himself. Rob Reiner wanted to cast Tom Cruise and Harrison Ford.
But who is he?
Some fun facts from behind the scenes: Tim Robbins spent time in solitary confinement to fully immerse himself in the role of Andy Dufresne. In the book, we also discover the real reason Red is in prison. He caused death of his wife and their neighbor by tampering with their car brakes in order to get money from insurance. This deed earned him 3 life sentences. The first conversation scene between Andy and Red was shot over an entire day. Morgan Freeman threw a baseball for 9 straight hours without complaining and showed up the next day with his arm in a sling.
Andy crawled to freedom through 500 yards of...
The filthy sewage Andy crawls through was actually chocolate syrup. The tree where Red finds Andy's letter really existed and became a popular tourist attraction for years until it was destroyed by a storm. The wall hiding the treasure at the end of the film was built specifically for the movie and stayed there long after filming wrapped. The owner eventually got rid of it by selling the individual stones as souvenirs to fans. The movie is dedicated to Alan Green, Frank Darabont's close friend and agent, who sadly passed away from AIDS shortly before the film was completed. And finally, let's move to some of the most iconic quotes of the movie.
Rule number 1, no blasphemy.
How can you be so obtuse?
Name's Red.
Red. Why do they call you that?
Maybe it's because I'm Irish.
On the outside, I was an honest man, straight as an arrow. I had to come to prison to be a crook. Get busy living. You get busy dying.
Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane.
Hope is a good thing. Maybe the best of things.
I hope I can make it across the border. I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams. I hope.
And that's all for today. We've clawed through the mistakes and some fascinating facts about the Shawshank Redemption. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching Scratch That Frame. What movie should we scratch next from our list? Comment below.